What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. Today, we've been on a bit of a binge with getting to the new singles that have dropped over the past 24 hours. We just did Monuments. Before that, we did... I can't remember. I actually can't remember the name. It's kind of left my brain, but we did it. There you have it. I also did an album right before that as well. I also can't remember the name of that. So we've had a lot of music that we just listened to today. And the album that I actually listened to today, let me just find that out because that's important, was an album by a band called Mirrors, and the album was The Ego's Weight. And there was a lot of comparisons to what I know of the sound of Polaris in that Mirrors album. So I'm interested to hear Polaris's new stuff because I wasn't the biggest fan of Polaris's album. What's it called? Let me just check. It's the one that Hypermania, The Death of Me. That album I listened to already. I did a reaction for, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it on a first listen, but I have to say I've gone back to it a few times on particular tracks and I've really fucked with it. So I maybe was a little bit harsh on my first listen. I've also heard one track, I think it's Consume, off of the Coil. What's that track? The Dark Coil or something? Off of there, the Mortal Coil. I don't know why I said the Dark Coil. I was thinking of The Dark Pool by Thornhill. There's a lot of bands in my head right now, guys. But the point is, we're going to check out their new track. It's called Inhumane. It came out today. It's off of an EP, an album, I don't know. Fatalism is what I see on the artwork, on the video. So we won't speculate much further, lads. Drop a like in this video before we jump in, and let's check it out. Let's go. Bass. That's chunky. Drums really taking center stage here. That snare is popping. That's a bit of a Rage Against the Machine vibe here. Frustrated, you're breathing. I swear, stare at the ceiling. I'm fearing, not feeling. I've seen enough and it's left me numb. One more for the reaper. It's been hard on my tail, but I've been trying to dig a little deeper. Cause the pain don't feel like it used to feel. No, I say enough. I crave the rush. So I'm dead. And we're kind of has the same feel as Thornhill's Heroin album, where it feels like the vocals are a little bit lost in the mix. To live and die is another statistic. Oh, doesn't that sound sadistic? One more for the reaper. It's been hard on my tail, but I've been trying to dig a little deeper. Cause the pain don't feel like it used to feel. No, I say enough. I crave the rush. So I'm dead, and we're all deeper still. Okay, they're getting me back in a little bit. getting used to the mix a little bit more now. But at the start, it didn't feel great. It didn't sound great. Okay, we're back. I've listened to the track once or twice more, and I've just gone through each moment of it and broke down, I guess, the parts that I do and maybe don't like about the track. But there was a lot more positives after listening to it again. I was like, right, this is actually fucking insane. But there is still some pullbacks, so let's get into it. So let's start off with the intro to the track. The bass tone was absolutely beautiful. That really gnarly bass tone set a nice fucking ominous feel to the track overall. And then the riffs, as usual. These guys are riff gods. I didn't really appreciate them that much when I checked out that album for the first time, but as I listened to them a few more times, I was like, man, these guys just know how to write insane fucking riffs. There's such a like nuance to Polaris riffs. The way they implement like the natural harmonics into the riffs just kind of like give that accent that makes it so distinguishable. So yeah, I don't know, that's always sick for me. First verse, this is where we get a little bit like, I don't know. First verse reminded me of the production on Heroin by Thornhill. The vocals were a little bit lost in the mix, maybe like a stylistic choice, but I just felt it didn't sound right to me. That's the best way of putting it. Just when I heard it first, it didn't sound right to me. However, in saying that, as the track started to flow, I got a little bit more used to that style where, you know, you kind of just, your ear just tunes into that feel and then you just kind of let it flow and you don't get too caught up in it. But I do feel like maybe, you know, just objectively, it maybe sounded a bit off from a production standpoint or a mixing standpoint. The vocals were like very lost and the drums felt very prominent. And yeah, so I don't know how I feel about that, but it did get a little bit more easy to listen to as the track flowed on. I could get used to the production and the vocals. It didn't feel as lost in the mix eventually, and then I could start to enjoy it then. And then it had that like Rage Against the Machine feel to it, like really pissed off, like I suppose old school vocal style, but also with like a new school metalcore touch. So that was nice. There was some very creative moments, like the glitchy spiral on the lead solo, the lead in the solo that sounded something like Humanity's Last Breath would do. There was a really nice like at the end of one of the solo parts that kind of led into the bridge, and then that brings me on to my last point, which was the bridge is probably my favorite part of the track. There was that gnarly bass tone that we got in the intro came back in the bridge, and then it set us up for the call out. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was a really sick call out in the breakdown, which again, the vocal cadence overall sounded a lot like Rage Against the Machine. And yeah, if Rage Against the Machine were, you know, in 2023 and even more pissed off than they always have been. So that is my overall assessment of Polaris's new track, Inhumane. I'm going to sit that track at an 8 out of 10. I think that could go up to an 8.5 out of 10 if the production was a little bit better on the vocals in certain parts, but overall I think an 8 is still a fair mark. Lads, let me know in the comments what you guys think of this track. We've got a lot of new music today, so I'm going to get these videos out as soon as possible for you lot. Yeah, drop a like in the video if you did enjoy. Make sure you're subbed to the channel. That's all from me. I'm signing out. Look after yourselves. See you in the next one. Cheers.